Hello, I'm Karen. In this video, I will show how scheme participants lodge their PDRS annual statement in TESSA. We have created separate videos to show how scheme participants lodge their individual liable demand and ESS annual statement cases. All scheme participants must lodge these cases in TESSA. There is no nil return option in TESSA. For more information, please refer to our website. To get started, you will need to have already submitted your individual liable demand case. In the next few minutes, I will impersonate a scheme participant. I will raise a PDRS annual statement case in TESSA, respond to an RFI, pay my shortfall penalty, if any, and after my case is complete, I will view my case and my surrendered certificates, if any. Let's get started. I've logged into TESSA and have arrived on the landing page. Let's raise a case for a PDRS annual statement. My organization name, organization ID, and my name have been filled in automatically. You will note fields are either gray or white. You can only edit white fields. Gray fields are either pre-populated or calculated fields. Mandatory fields are indicated here in red or with the red asterisks. There is help text attached to key fields on this form, and you can either hover or click on the question mark. First, let's link my individual liable demand with the compliance year you wish to lodge a PDRS annual statement for. For the compliance period November 22 to March 23, I select the 2023 compliance period. If nothing appears in this drop-down list, this means you need to lodge your individual liable demand case first, or IPART have not published the scheme liable demand yet. Please note that if you have already submitted a PDRS annual statement for this liability period, and that case is still in progress, TESSA will not allow you to submit another case. A warning message will be displayed later in the process when you try to submit the case. Data from your previous submission will appear, as well as scheme demand and target values, including your individual certificate target. I will nominate a shortfall to carry to next year. I cannot nominate more than what is shown in the maximum shortfall you may carry forward to next year field, but I can nominate less. I will nominate the number of perkies I wish to surrender. In doing so, I will consider the number of perkies I need to surrender in order to avoid a shortfall penalty and the certificates I have available for surrender in the certificates available for surrender field. Any shortfall and liability for shortfall penalty will show in the shortfall and scheme penalty fields. If I am liable to pay a shortfall penalty, I will choose whether to pay this offline or online using TESSA's payment method. If I tick the tick box, I am choosing to use the offline payment method. If I leave the tick box empty, I am choosing to use TESSA's online payment method. Scheme participants should not make payment until after IPART have reviewed the case and issued a penalty invoice to the case. I can upload documents or correspondence with IPART relevant to this case by clicking the paperclip Add Attachments. I click Open. I then tick the Commit Documents to Submission tick box. I will update the document type and document node by selecting the pencil in the External Documents table. I select a document type. This is compulsory. I can add a document note if I wish. I then select Save and repeat this for all uploaded documents. If I need to delete a document, I can tick the X, click OK, and then tick commit documents to submission again. I can then add any attachments I want. Now that I have completed all the mandatory fields and attached my documents, I can now submit my case. After the case is submitted, a case number is generated and the state of the case is new. I can see my attachments at the top of the case, and I can see a snapshot of the variables I selected or entered. If I scroll down, I can see my SP yearly liability record. I can also see the certificate batches currently placed on hold to be surrendered for this liability period, if any. Contacts of my organization will receive an email notification confirming case submission. At any point in time, I can always go back to My Cases. I can click on the Scheme Participant Liabilities category and find my case. I can also type in a keyword search, for example, the case number, and then open up my case that way. What happens next? The case is now awaiting IPART review. At this point in time, if IPART need more information, you will receive an email notification request for more information, otherwise known as an RFI. I'm back on the TESSA landing page. If I scroll down, I will see my organization's RFIs. All these are requests from IPART for more information and are still pending my response. I can click on the RFI number to respond. Or alternatively, I can click on the My Task and RFIs. I can review any attachments or instructions from IPART, type in my response, and attach any documents by clicking on the paperclip. For more detailed instructions on completing an RFI in TESSA, please see the RFI video in the TESSA knowledge base. After I have submitted my response, the RFI will then go to IPART for assessment. IPART may issue another RFI if additional information is required. Once the case has been approved, if there is no shortfall penalty, then the case state becomes complete. Contacts of my account will receive an email notification of the case completion. I can review any relevant documentation provided by IPART by clicking on My Cases and opening my case. You will be able to see any letters or attachments, including your notice of assessment. Click on the document to download, and your notice assessment will look something like this. I can also see the certificate batches surrendered for this liability via the My Certificates widget, or in the Published Certificate Registry on the TESSA login portal. My annual liability will be visible on the My Liabilities widget. I can scroll to the right to view additional fields. What if there is a shortfall penalty to pay? After my annual statement has been reviewed by IPART, the case state will change the payment. Contacts on my account will receive an email notification of the case awaiting payment. At the top of my case, I can see the invoice generated. I can click on any files to download and view them. My invoice will look something like this. As noted above, I can choose to pay offline or online. If I wish to pay online, I will go back to my case, scroll down, and click on the Proceed to Payment button. The integrated customer payment portal will pop up and prompt me for my payment details. Once I've filled in the payment details, I can pay my invoice. Click Pay Now. Once the payment is complete, I will see this acknowledgement message. If for any reason you are unable to complete the payment, you can always go back to My Cases, find the case, scroll down, and you can click on the Return to CPP Payment. The state of the case is now complete, and contacts of my account will receive an email notification. Alternatively, if I prefer to pay offline, I can do so. Instead of pressing Proceed to Payment button, I will use my normal bank transfer, and I will use the TESSA case number as the payment reference after I have received an email notification from TESSA of the case awaiting payment. Please see the iPart website for our bank details. Once the payment has been received in the iPart bank account and verified, the case date will become complete. What if I have entered incorrect data and submitted my case? Please note that iPart cannot change your submission. If the submission is not correct, please raise a technical support ticket or contact the scheme administrator through email or via TESSA correspondence case, so we can cancel or reject the case. Contacts on my account will receive an email notification of the case status. Let's recap. In TESSA, I have raised a case to submit a PDRS annual statement. I have responded to an RFI. I was able to view my notice of assessment and, if applicable, also viewed my invoice and paid my shortfall penalty. And once the case was completed, I could view my surrendered certificates, if applicable, and my liabilities in TESSA. Please also see our video on the submission of the ESS annual statement case.